I took a lot of time to learn about like psychology and philosophy and this kind of stuff because I wanted to understand really what makes people successful or what makes them fail. Like why are some people like happy in the same situation where another person is miserable. I really wanted to understand that even when I felt like okay, this will work, like I can just be happy or I can just be successful just doing this. I didn't want it to be like I didn't want it to just work and not know why it works. I actually did want to know. And one thing I noticed really was that um I think first of all it has to do with energy, really. And what I mean by energy is just literally like how much energy you have. Like nothing woo-woo about it. Just um do you feel sluggish or do you feel like you have a lot of energy, you know? And increasing that in whatever way that you can. So by cutting out toxic people, by eating good food and not stuff that will kind of drag you down, like, I don't know, some processed stuff that will hurt you. And yeah, like seeking some good atmosphere, like a holy place and stuff like that, or a good conversation, like whatever works for you to increase your energy and like something that inspires you. And once you actually have like high energy, you're just in a different state. Like it's just a different state. There's nothing really logical about it that can be explained more than this. That it's just like when you have more energy or when you're just in a better mood, then you're just like in a different state of mind. And I don't know, you see different, like you think completely different. You see different opportunities and you're optimistic rather than pessimistic. And you have confidence in all these things. Like that's what I really noticed above everything. And I think the first time, like when I really felt high, was when I was on mushrooms, and I kind of it felt like an epiphany in that moment, um, where I felt like this is like something. There's something real here. It didn't feel like, oh, I'm just high on drugs and whatever. You know, it's gonna like I'm gonna settle down and then this gonna be gone. It didn't feel like that at all. It felt like um, this is like a state that you could always be in. And in fact, I did get back to that state more and more often as time went by. Like I'm still working on being there consistently, but by now I actually did manage to get there even being sober. And it's so just so different than like when you're comparing it to this kind of low state where you're worrying about things. Like when you're worrying about things and I don't know, you're just kind of and you're tired. It's just such a completely different world that you're living in compared to when you're just feeling like this kind of high, like being high on energy and just being in a really really good mood. And I think in that state of being just high energy and feeling good, you really do attract those good things that you're looking for. Because I just noticed myself being way more charismatic. My behavior, like towards women, also became more attractive. And anything like those like business opportunities, for example, it's like I start to think of like people that I've met before, and I'm like, oh, I could just send a message to that person and ask them this, and then that thing just works, and I just created an opportunity rather than trying to kind of have this like close-minded focus and like trying to make it work by myself. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like you think, okay, this is like I have to work hard toward this thing. Um, yeah, not necessarily. Like it just really depends on how you think, and how you think really depends on how you feel, and how you feel. I think it really depends on just how much energy you have, and that again depends on like your whole influences, like your environment, your habits, what do you eat, and really, really everything. Um, I could say a lot more about this, and I will say a lot more about this in the future because that's kind of just been my goal lately, to just reach that state and be in it consistently. Because I do believe that from that state, rather than doing anything else, you can get and be and do whatever you want effortlessly. So rather than working on like something outside of yourself, like rather than trying to get something by working on whatever job or doing tasks, I think you should focus on just raising your own energy, like just raising your own mood. And then from that, you will kind of just, first of all, in that state, I feel like I already have everything. Like, most of all, I feel like I have so much love, which usually I don't feel like I have that at all, just frankly speaking. Normally, like when I'm in this kind of state that I've been in normally for the majority of my life, I feel rather drained and like, yeah, lethargic. But then when I'm in that high mood, I just feel like I have so much to give, or like I have the most valuable thing to give, and that my words are like really meaningful, and that I can change things, that that I'm making an impact. So you see, it's like a completely different frame of mind. And yeah, really, that's like just the point of this video, to just kind of explain the difference between those different states. And that's what I'm working on right now. So yeah, if you do want to learn more, you can see my other videos. I also talk about a lot of things that kind of go into this, like faith versus fear, which is like probably the biggest one, where it's like if you're living in faith, then you kind of have all these positive emotions, versus when you're living in fear, that's like the pessimistic state, where everything is just kind of hard and you're struggling. So I do talk a lot about that in my other videos, but anyway, do let me know your thoughts as always. And other than that, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.